Hello, and a warm welcome to the DPT-TV, the prevention program, or the DPT German Prevention Congress, always on Wednesdays at 11 o'clock. The scientific to the main topic of the 27th German Prevention Congress, children and the focus in the prevention, is composed of individual experts' reports. Today we see the result video version of the expert opinion by Professor Dr. Regina and Professor Dr. Thomas Müsler on the topic of success. When I was a child, my parents allowed me to try out an incredible number of things. I was out and about. I was allowed to do kind of things, different sports. I was allowed to play instruments. And these are all the things that I'm quite grateful for now, looking back, because they still help me enrich my life. When I was a kid, when I was a child, I was always on the move and I was out with my friends. Successful development is always the result of a well-functional interplay of many complex processes. Developed takes place in different functional areas. It must be, however, that these cannot be considered independently of other, but they are extremely interwoven. This means that basic cognitive, emotional, regulative abilities, for example, affect on open-ended development processes, the whole range of development areas such as language development of moral or social behavior, and later relationship formation, and so on. This means that interventions that start either in the development process or in very basic functional areas have impact on many other development processes. You can think of it as a kind of snowball system. This corresponds to what we know from the classical approach to the protective function. We know that these are cumulative processes. This is a wonderful illustration in zoological work. But we would like to emphasize from a psychological perspective that it is not unimportant to prevent the accumulation of known risk factors, but it is just as important to strengthen the factors. Yes, what I say to promote development process, we advocate an all-around prevention or a general promotion that leads to the individual being well equipped with a good foundation of resources, protective factors, and that then increases the likelihood that in a further course of the development will go in a direction that we consider desirable or positive. Another point that is particularly important to us is that development cannot be considered in isolation from the environment. This is vividly, very well illustrated in Brenner's ecological systems theory. That is, the individual interacts with its environment and the environment interacts with each other. That means the parental home with their the home with friends in clubs, so on. And all of this ultimately has developed for professional work. This means at different levels, for example, daycare centers, parents' homes, as it is crucial for effective and successful prevention work. For the next program, look forward to the next individual activities. It will be rights and participation. In our Veranstaltungshinweise section, events section, I would like to draw your attention to the following relevant events taking place this week. European Crime Prevention Conference. The European Crime Prevention Conference will take place tomorrow and Friday, 28th and 29th of April. Every 2 years, the Conference of EU-CPN promotes the European exchange of experience knowledge in crime prevention. This year focuses on partnerships and cooperation in crime prevention. And then Symposium of the Federal Agency for Civic Education on the same date, also 28th and 29th of April, the Bundeszentrale für politische Bildung, so the Federal Central Point for Political Education, exchange and expertise on digital and hybrid events in various lectures and workshops. Formats the question will be explored. We want to care politically in the future. And then criminological colloquium of the FK, the Criminological Research Institute of Lower Saxony, the Criminological Research Institute of a Criminological Colloquium online. The next one will take place on the 3rd of May at 6 p.m. on topic criminal of combating human trafficking in Germany. BMBF Innovation Forum of the Federal Ministry of Education Security 2022. On the 3rd and 4th May, the Federal Ministry of Education and Research will host the BMBF Innovation Forum Civil Security in Berlin. This conference takes place every 2 years. This time, the topic is Prepared for Tomorrow, Shaping the Future of Civil Security. The JJ Congress from the 4th to 6th May, the 5th Federal Council of Youth Welfare in Criminal Proceedings and Outpatient Social Pedagogical Services for Young People with criminal offenses will take place. The event is aimed to collect profiles from public independent welfare organizations. In our section on pictures without words, I invite you to take the following picture for 10 seconds without further comments. As every year, the DPT also offers a congress for the international speaking audience with its annual international forum. Eric Marx will now explain more about this. Since the first German Prevention Congress in 1995, the DPT has aspired to look beyond the national horizon as regular organizers lectures, practice impulses English on translates into these different contributions that are going to be translated into English. We have maintained this throughout the year. It was institutionalized a bit more in 2007. Since then, we have been about the annual international within the framework of the German Prevention Congress, and of course, will continue this year. In 2022, at the 27th DPT on site, will be in English and also a DPT-TV. You have already heard about that. There will be also then a German translation when we have English. We have an English translation for a lecture and a practice impulse. We work internationally with many organizations. Our international partners included 3 UN organizations, the United Nations organizations, the UN Habitat, UNDC, and also Violence Prevention Alliance of the World Health Organization. We also work very closely in the European field, the European Forum for Urban Safety, which is based in Paris, and the National Institution of the National Organization of DEFU. So this is the German European Forum for Urban Security. Also, the others in Hanover with this forum. International partners are the KC, the Chronological Institute in South Korea, the Glenn Mills Academy, our actions in the Austrian Prevention Congress on European territory for radicalization prevention. What is new is that we are now working with ICA, that is the International Organization for CEPTID. What is CEPTID? So what does it stand for? It stands for Crime Prevention in Public Spaces and Urban Design. In general, it's about design in public space. And today, we have an English lecture on the TV, which will be translated into German. The group with the ICA is still very fresh. So we are working together with DEFUS and DPT. We're working, so we are going to have a term, and we know exactly what CEPTID means, what are the experiences, and also other things that you can expect in the next year. So this is something that you're going to see in one of the lectures in the DPT-TV. And now also I'd like to wish all the best to the Impulse. I'll see you next week at 11 o'clock on Wednesday. Thank you.